Rush Limbaugh's Written Wisdom has blessed the lives of many Americans. You can hear some of that written wisdom here on the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Just got back from Toastmasters. And today our topic is business mastery. And, some days I want to stray away from politics. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to CEO Magazine. Got the app. We're going to cover two stories. Alright, so get ready. Let's see if we can find an interesting one. I got some profiles, but that's not what I'm looking for. Courage over confidence. How to do it scared. On my main podcast, I talk about that I'm a success and confidence coach. Well, I want this one is it's written by Lisa, Zahia, I guess. Here we go. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking that step forward in spite of it. Learn how embracing fear and taking bold actions can revolutionize your leadership. I happen to like this, and I might talk about this in an episode tomorrow. I said I was going to talk about entrepreneurship. I meant to do it yesterday, but lots of things going on. I am planning a vacation to the Lake Texoma area, staying in Denison, Texas. I'm going to try to do some podcasts there. Here it is, 9 times out of 10. We as human beings start the growth of our companies by putting self-improvement imposed limitations on the ability of the company to grow. That's happened with me. And why? Why does that happen for entrepreneurs? Fear. It's fear. And what do you think governs all levels of media? Whether it's social, entertainment, or like? Fear. It's either fear or greed in the wrong way. It's the devil's culture. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Alright? And we know that these policies, that's going on in Washington, D.C., are generated by fear, and the media too. And being a conservative federalist, sometimes I want to talk about something besides politics. And believe me, I do. I think of a young, I'm sure he probably labels himself a Republican, a good friend of mine. But I think he leans a little bit more towards the conservative federalist. Not so much, like a radical conservative populist, but a conservative federalist. Now that doesn't mean that we conservative federalists are mealing mouth. We're not. Because we won't compromise on conservative principles. We stand up. And of course, back to business, business mastery. You master the growth of your business by overcoming that fear. And why do we have to do that? Because it zaps out our energy if we don't. Okay? We do it afraid. And I know that's not always easy. But I don't want to do phone calls. I don't want to do phone calls to get clients. Well, how do you expect your business to grow? And I know I'm preaching just as much to me as to anybody else listening to this podcast. You know? I'm okay, look. I'm not going to be one that says, I'm 100% right. Because I know there's lots of times when I've been wrong. I'll be one to admit when I've been wrong. Okay? And today, this podcast is non-political. In fact, I'm going to try to make as many podcasts as I can until August 19th, non-political. Problem is, I keep getting roped back to it. Well, Jimmy, what do you think of this? Jimmy, what do you think of that? And I think it demands a response. And, what I know the first one that somebody was asking me, I did a rather reactive podcast. And unfortunately, but I did it, I thought I had to do, because it was to drive home a point. But then as I thought about it more and more, I thought, if try to refrain from doing that so much, and if you feel egged on to do a response, do it in a Socratic way. In fact, that's probably, I'm going to be honest with you, for the most part, that's what I'm going to do starting in this fall election season. So that we don't have to sit there and have everybody angry or cowering in fear, okay? I believe in confidence. I really do. But one thing I do believe is in courage. Let me tell you something. I have a maternal grandfather. He worked in a variety of shops and tire stores and the like. And then when he was a little over 51 years old, he got bold. He started his own front end alignment shop that he worked for 5 of the last 6 years of his life. He worked hard. And I would observe him, how he treated his customers and everything. And sometimes those customers would repay with kindnesses and stuff. Because Granddad, he believes in quality and getting the work done. He cared about his customers. I would see him take the time to work on vehicles. And he instilled his values in me. And I believe strongly that they're the same values that I have here at the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. Courage over confidence. I gotta say this. Our confidence can grow weak through fear. But if you combine courage on top of that confidence, it builds your confidence up and boom! You've got this. And why not? One thing, don't worry. If you're trying to start or relaunch your business, you need to do it with fear. And do it with gusto. And that means giving it all that you got. And I know that it's kind of hard. You don't want to make those calls. You have some people tell you no, or ask you a bunch of crazy questions without listening to you all the way through. I mean, wanting to see the opportunity that you have. How will I know? But that's when you got to pick yourself up and show some courage. Show some guts. Show some cojones. Do what needs to be done. See, I don't want to just report a bunch of political junk. I also prefer to report things that you can do about this mess at Ukraine and the border and all this. Yes, we are concerned about that. The most we can do about that is pray. And the stuff about the transgender and stuff, we need to start teaching our families the values, okay? Beyond what they're learning at school. They need to know that our values as a family is important. Okay? And hopefully husband and wife are on the same page as far as those values. Because character counts and values count. See, everybody in politics thinks, well, we're right all the time. And then they'll use it to expose the other side. Okay, if we see something wrong, we should talk about it, yes. But not in a reactive way. Okay? I'll tell you something. Back in the late 80s, I used to hear my grandparents, some of their friends complain about how dirty the campaigns are getting. The campaigns of politics are getting. And I remember what my granddad said. He's like, well, politics has always been a dirty game. But somebody's got to do it. Granddad. Bless his heart, I love him. But it takes courage, if you want to be in politics or law, to go above the fray of just simply nonsensical, reactive argument, which is degenerate culture. To having guts to say what needs to be said in a proactive way. No messing around. That's why I like the faith persuasion that I'm in right now. Because, I've had people say, well, why aren't you on social media more? And I get asked that. And I am blunt as I can be. I tell them, I say, look, I'm only on there for business purposes only. Or look at groups that can help further my business. Because I'm done with all the reactive junk. Why should we participate in it? Because it takes away our confidence. It zaps our energy. We need to have the courage to stand and say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur. We don't need to, I'm not limiting how far my company can grow, but I'm having limits as far as of any reactive, degenerate dialogue. Has to be. Sometimes when I go out and about, I've encountered friends that on occasion get reactive. And it's like it washes over me, like, ugh. But no, listen. We don't have to get that way. We don't. God's given us who we are for a reason, and where we are for a reason. But you need confidence and discipline and determination to carry the day. And that's why I admire Donald Trump. Because all his life, he had confidence and discipline and determination to carry him through. Being a businessman and all that stuff. Of course, I'm not going to go through anything as far as political. But at the same time, I have to stand true to who I believe and what I believe. I believe there's no political savior. Only Jesus Christ can be that, and he will be when he comes. Okay? But we need to have that courage. We need to be able to stand up for what's right. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to have gusto. You need to have courage and not just cower and limit how far your business can grow. You can't just sit there, well, I want this way. I want it that way. But maybe you're buying into a business system to where they have certain recommendations and they want you to follow, and you give recommendations from mentors. Let me tell you something. Your mentor gives you recommendations to help you get the courage and the confidence to build your business. Listen, please. Listen. Yeah, maybe a hard lesson you don't exactly want to hear, but listen. Do you want to grow? Probably most of you in the audiences of James A. Hendricks School of Leadership on YouTube and on the audio podcast. You want to grow? I know you do. Now, I haven't checked the ratings on the podcast lately because, well, I've been busy. I try to stay busy podcasting, doing YouTube videos, blogs. I'm due for another blog tomorrow. Okay? But I have to say this, guys. Listen. I know next week is the week of the 4th of July. But find something as often as you can to do something concerted towards your business so that you can grow. Because see, here's the thing. If you don't have the courage to get out there and get done, you cave to the degenerate culture. You know, part around, fought around, chill Netflixing and stuff like that. I mean, come on. I know, I'm sounding preachy. And before I joined the church, I was an old Baptist boy. Still got a little bit of the old Baptist boy in me. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to preach it. I'm going to preach my heart out because that's what God's called me to do. You have to have that courage to build your business and brand preactively and proactively. The problem is, I think our culture has been dumbed down. And I think in some ways, in some sects of Christianity, the Word of God is being watered down. You ever doubt it? I want you to listen to an episode. I'm going to point you to on the episode Praying for a Hurting World, the latest episode, Spiritual Hunger. I want you to listen. It's my best friend, Father Michael, who's also on the James Hendricks Power Network. And let me tell you something. He preaches some good stuff. So there you go. You got what it takes. Build each other up. Do what needs to be done. Let me tell you something. Don't let family or even well-meaning friends limit your courage to do what you think you need to do and do what's right. Don't let people do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm sick and tired of reactors trying to limit me. And I'm going to say what's on my mind. People trying to limit me because I can't see? You can't play that game with me. I don't care. I'm going to say what needs to be done. Because I'll tell you something right now. That's what I stand for. That's who I am. That's the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership is to inspire people to have confidence, have hope, and be out there and doing things. Having people be on the movers and shakers proactively instead of all the reactive junk that we hear about from the media. You know, Rush Limbaugh, there were times he changed the topic from politics to another topic he's passionate about. And people giving out, oh, Rush, stick to issues. And people probably saying the same thing. Jimmy, stick to issues. We love you talking about politics. No, listen to me. Listen to me. I know why he did it. He didn't want the reactivity and all the knee-jerk stuff to wash over people. Come on, guys, we got to inspire people. You've got to love people. You know, we got to show people the love of Jesus. That he cares about us. We got to stand up for what's right. Have courage instead of fear. So, let me tell you something. The degenerate culture, which is founded by the devil himself, is the one that's teaching us to have fear. And let me tell you something. That is wrong. Now we got a little less than 5 minutes for me to talk to you. So let me close with this one quote. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. Dr. Stephen Covey, the late Dr. Stephen Covey, bless his heart, and goes to the same worldwide church that I do, said that. This is rather the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's something I want you to listen to or read in your pre-fall book list. Yeah, you didn't think I was going to start giving you homework. Well, you're going to have to get used to it, okay? Because I tell people all this all the time. You need to take care of yourself and be proactively informed, not reactively informed. That's why I'm here. That's why I say what needs to be said. That's what I do. Now, I think while I'm gone on this vacation, I may have a weekend edition. A little personated guest host. It's going to be on there. We're going to do like a radio press conference on July 6th. Press conference of the past. July 6th, 1996. Hi, I'm Bill Clinton. You know? Yeah, I do good at impersonating him. You know? Well, wouldn't you know, I just came back. I'm in Boston now, and, well, I'm done with my speech. I can't wait to get back to the White House again. Who knows what's going to happen? See, that's why, I didn't like his policies or politics, but he was a charismatic leader. So that's why I like impersonating him. But in order to be leaders, in whatever sphere of influence we are, in order to have that charisma, we need to have courage alongside confidence, with courage on top, to stand up, do what's right, lead our people. You know? I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun doing this podcast, you know? It's a blessed time and a blessed life, and praise God for it. I'm just grateful. But we, as leaders, as business owners, as family leaders, you know, fathers and mothers, we have to shine the light to the world to show Christ's love. And that's other than empower your pattern, which is the theme of James Hendrick Empowerment, another theme is shine the light. Because that's what I believe in. That's what I stand on. And we have to have the courage and the confidence to shine the light. And I know I haven't been podcasting to you guys every day like I normally do. But many of you know I'm in a blockade from the news. I know it's everywhere. Friends are going to tell you anything and everything. But a lot of it is just recycled BS. And it's easy to get saturated. So don't be. Listen to the show. And you won't be as saturated. Until the fall, we'll start back with the political. But it'll be Socratic. I hope you enjoy listening to the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. This is Jimmy saying until next time, I want you to keep up your faith. Please keep up your hope. I say this every day when I need to self-soothe. Jesus saves and I'm okay. Therefore, I want you to put this down in your soul right now, okay? Jesus saves and we're all going to be okay. Take care and be proactively informed. And remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really, really love you. God bless you, and please have a blessed day.